there, I'm back with a new episode of tips and tricks, 15 kilobyte magic respectively. Today I'm going to show you how I prepare my decals for Gran Turismo Sport using Adobe Illustrator. And along the way maybe you will learn some about how to make your decals as small as possible, and maybe correcting colors a little bit. Here we go. For my last livery I used a couple of Bilstein logos, and yeah, this here is the full version I found on the web. I'm not 100% sure if this is directly an official file, but I found it as an SVG data file, and yeah, as you can see here on the layer window, this is what I got. Looking at the naming of the layers, I can't tell it's pretty much made with Inkscape, because yeah, that's the way Inkscape names the layers. There's a million unused groups which only have like one layer in it. This is the first thing we are working on, cleaning up the whole logo and reducing it to just the part we actually need, and yeah, merging stuff which use the same properties and shit. So yeah, first, I mean, clipping paths. It's not like a totally useless item, but if it comes to Gran Turismo Sport requirements, can't work with clipping mess. So we get rid of that first. So let's move that out of this group and delete that. We won't need that anymore. You can see some stuff sticking out here, which is yeah, not a big problem. We take care of that later. Pretty much this group here on the first three items, you can see it's that shock absorber icon. Let's group that, make the lock on it. We will take care of that later. So first, the simple part. Yeah, we have the blue square with the font on it, and if I select all that, you can see it's like actually just two properties. It's like the background, the blue one. Let's name it BG blue for better separation, and we have that font in here, the logo type. Let's just merge all of that together. Let's make a compound path for that. So it's reduced to like one object now. We have that trademark symbol here. It uses the same properties. It's already a compound path, as you can tell. It's two objects in here which appear as like one layer. As it is the same, and if you don't want to handle those two separately, let's merge that together also. Compound path made. Alright, what we are left here with is like a background layer, the blue one, and the logo type, including the trademark symbol. The next thing would be that icon with that, what is it, circle in the background. Let's name it background yellow, and that ring around it. As you can see here, the ring is not like shape filled. It's like a shape with a stroke around it. We can leave it that way, But in certain cases, if you want to scale the logo up and down in Illustrator, it could be helpful to convert that into a shape. We have here the option with outline stroke to convert it into a shape. You can see it gets a bunch of additional anchor points in here when you do that. So the more kilobyte lightweight version is to just keep it that way as a stroke. Alright, as we saw, it has a bunch of unused materials in it and groups and whatnot. What I do first is I completely break it down and have all the objects separately and group them later, or group them with their respective properties. So if I see certain layers which have the same property, I do the same thing as before as with the logo type and put them in a group, and if possible I make a compound path out of it. But first let's ungroup that, like with Ctrl-Shift-G. Let's hit that a couple of times, that there was no group left, and so we are here with all these different layers. As you can already see, there are a couple of items which look pretty similar, especially those rings here, which is weird. When I click on that, you can see that each ring just consists of that white shape fill. But also there's another ring laying directly on top, which is, how can I say, which is a stroke. So we can get rid of one layer. So let me click on this one right here and delete the white one, or the white fill layer, and apply the white fill to the ring we already have. So as you can see, it appears exactly the same, but the difference is that we are now left with one layer which covers like the whole property of that little object. What's left? We are deleting those white fill layers we won't going to need anyway. Separate the black rings and with the picking tool, or like the pipette tool, as you want it, I click in that ring and we are left with the hold on, let me select that, and we are left with the 6 layers you can see on the same on the right side here in the layer window, which are exactly the same. So what I can do now is either I make a group out of it, or to make it even smaller, I can make another compound path. You see? It's just one layer with the same property, and I would say we're done here, right? Okay. So what's next? We have a lot of different parts here. I'm not sure if this is actually an official document which was published by Bildstein. I'm convinced that they should look for another agency helping them with their logos and such, because it's built in a way I can't even tell if someone believes that is effective in any way. No matter if it's going to be printed or used as an XML data file or whatever. It's just, well, it looks like a sketch which was not actually made for publishing, all I can say. So what we are going to end up is a much better and professional build logo than what you have in the material you found on the net. As you can see, we have like 3 more layers, or actually 4, which using the same properties. So it's like these spring or separated or cut in half spring, and those lid on top here, it's all in that black tone. We just do the same thing and make a compound pass out of it. Okay, we already saw something disappearing, so there must be this white fill here which went to the background. So we bring it back, and what the hell is this? Okay, they used just 2 strokes to cover the background objects. I would suggest we make a actual shape out of those strokes. So we have these 2 shapes now. We can combine that. Where's the Pathfinder? Here it is. And let's merge them together. So we are already cleaning stuff up. And here we have additional leftovers. I don't know, no one needs that. Let's delete it. Yeah, this is supposed to cover up the background objects, but this here should appear in front. So maybe we name that or rename that as cover. And what we are left now with is the job to rearrange the objects so that the rear objects are behind that yellow one and all the other stuff is in front of it. Let's group that stuff together, should we? Right. So these are the objects which we would like to have behind that. We can put that lock on it again, and if we select all that stuff now, what the I don't know, it appears to be that here are some layers in it which are actually duplicates, because all the objects we need we have in that group in here, and what I selected now is, it seems useless. Let me hit delete and let's see what, oh, you see that there were duplicate layers in it. Nobody actually sees or needs for nothing. Well, alright, what is that here? Does that another duplicate object no one needs? Delete it. Oh, that looks much better now. So let's put a lock on the yellow covering layer, hit group, and yeah, we end up with a couple of objects just in front of that yellow covering layer. So we have on top the ring, then something which appears like another lid. They have the same filling. What we are going to do right away, make a compound pass out of that, so it ends up as like one object. To make it even more cost effective, let's combine them into just one layer. Right. What we have here now is shock absorber cylinder, whatever. Could it be that we found another duplicate object? Yes. Yes, we did. Let's delete that one. Oh, this is in duplicate too. Crazy. Alright. So we are good with this one. This is like it can be made into compound pairs, but let's see if we find more white objects in here. So we have these 3 white objects on top. Let's combine that into a compound pairs. This is the background. What we can do is let's combine this one, compound pairs again. Oh, as you can see, duplicate objects all over the place. So this is a duplicate object too, this one too, and this is a leftover point on the left side. No one ever would use or see it. And this is some duplicate object too. So we can get rid of all of that, and yeah, the logo looks exactly like before, but we got rid of, I would say, around 20 to 30 groups, including the same amount of layers, and merged them into just what you see here. Okay, this is still a group, but it's much more reduced in size by now, right? We have that yellow background, right? We have that ring on the front. What we could do is merge the ring or the 2 rings together, that we are left with like one object, but I'm not 100% sure if we later on want to adjust the lower part of the shock absorber icon here, that we might need to retouch those layers and add some of those handles to it, which would further increase the size of the file. I could do it, but I personally don't think it's really helpful, not for this logo. So this is the yellow cover, this is the black part of the middle chunk of that shock absorber. These are the white parts. Why not rename that in black, white? So this is a group which consists of rings. And we have that covering white part on top. What we have here is an open shape. I personally like it better when they are closed. They can cause certain problems later on when you export them. This is pretty much optimized in size. What we could do is merge those black rings with the shape in the background, that we would be left only with the white dots in front of it. Same thing with the yellow background and the black ring around it, I don't personally think it would much help in reducing the size of this logo. I could try it, but I don't think it would help much. So yeah, we are left with this stuff in here. We reduced a bunch of objects, and in total we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 objects. So I would say let's get the original object where I built that from, which is like this one. Let's make a copy of that. Put it right here. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is filling it with the right colors. What you can do, searching the web for a design document, or maybe go to their website and just do a screenshot of what they have on their website, which I have up here, and pick the colors from there, which, yeah, what I already did. And when I open up those, you see I picked the specific black tone from the website. I picked a darker blue accent color they used, and the actual logo, bright blue, and the yellow. So let's go down here and use that blue in the logo and the actual yellow. So when I select them now, you can see that this blue is highlighted, which means it's the logo, the color in use. I will do the same for the black tone. I can select those rings too because they use the same black tone. Where's that color in here? So all that stuff has the same black color tone too. Do we have that already? No. So yeah, that's the same circle around here. White is like universal white. It's not a big difference between those. Yeah, let's save it, and I think we are ready for export now. All right, let's export that the quick and dirty way. And what do we have here? 3.69 kilobytes. All right, let's export the file I originally found on the net. It's almost twice as big. You can imagine what that means for later use if you want to combine that icon logo with other objects. So yeah, I think all these little steps helped you to optimize your icons or decals. Yeah, there's not much more to say. I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, see you later.